hired this as my seed booth, I went ahead and just left some in it, transplanted some mint from outside to in here, just to have something to uptake it. In fact, would y'all like some mint? I need to cut some of it.
As long as it's quick.
Yeah. So you got some lettuces.
What's the spec on the gravel? That's different gravel than over there?
Yes, this right here is actually expanded shale.
Expanded shale.
It works great for a small bed like this, but it's too small. It'll tend to clog. So these little 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch is actually too small. Good question. What I recommend is a granite gravel blend. Texas pea gravel has too much limestone. Texas red crushed granite is inert, has no buffering or no effect on pH whatsoever, but if an aquaculture environment left alone will always go acidic and drop the pH. So if you just use limestone, it'll raise your pH. If you just use granite, it'll allow your pH to drop. So instead of constantly buying products to correct that, blend the two. About 60% granite to about 40% limestone or pea gravel, you'll wind up with a balance. Now, you want to offset your water. If your water is highly acidic, you probably need more pea gravel, less granite. If your water is more basic, like everyone in Central Texas is, you need more granite, less pea gravel. But my conclusion is, fix the problem. Quit remedying it on a weekly basis. Pea gravel and granite, even if you had to do it 3 times, is cheap. I can buy a ton of granite for the cost of 1 bottle of iron that'll last me a week. So fix the problem. Quit paying for the remedy.
This is what you use in the big beds?
This is what I use in the big beds. Now this one, I actually come over and I will take a scoop of my expanded shale just to kind of fluff this up a little, because this is what goes in my net pots. This is a special blend that doesn't really apply to over there, and I'm not worrying about these net pots affecting my pH over here. There's just not a lot of them. Now granted, I do try to still stick around that same blend. The only difference is I'm adding the same 60 or 60-40 to 70-30, always more granite than gravel. And then over here I'll add these expanded shale, because as you can see they have surface area that holds it's real beneficial, holds moisture, holds air, holds bacteria, gives a lot of there's a lot of good benefit to it. It's still just a little pricey for me to consider it my 100% option. And then on the gravel beds where you're actually looking for the filtration, it's too fine. That is too tight and will clog up. In fact, when you order your granite or pea gravel, you really want to avoid the smaller 1/8 to 1/4 inch. You really want to ask them for 3/8 to 3/4 inch, or more commonly 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. They look big, but that's better, believe me.
Even for the little pots, or no?
No. Honestly, I do. When I'm not getting picky, I'll put it in there like that. It works just fine. This is not important. You could use anything you could get to hold the plant in there, really. This is just to give the roots something to grow into. But over there, you actually have a little bit more science to why we're doing what we're doing. Over here, it's just something for the plants. Mm-hmm. And for the record, over here, now just hang tight.
Good lettuce.
You would have brought out your tray of seeds, and I go to Rockwool in the winter because it's just, I get a lot more consistency. And then so say you were ready to transplant these, you would come in, do something like this, and because it's a little loose, I'll actually sit him in there kind of sideways like that, and that's all I give it.
That's quick.
So they're 30 days in the seed booth. only in the winter, because your 6 to 8 weeks goes to 10 to 12 weeks. I have to buffer them. I put them in here for 2 weeks. If it was summertime and I could get this incredible growth that I'm used to, you would go 30 days in the seed booth, stick them straight to the 8-inch centers. 6 weeks later, you're harvesting. So I have to put them in here for 2 weeks on 4-inch centers, which lets them get that little bit bigger. fact, when I harvest those out tomorrow to go to the farmer's market, these will go in this row to replace them. It's perfect little romaine.
Perfect.
And you'll see they're just out of space over here. So they'll hit over here and then they'll fill in and do just fine. But real quick, we need to show you all the 300-gallon system, which is more viable for a backyard start system.